The Dogue de Bordeaux is one of the oldest and most formidable Mastiff breeds in existence. But beneath their massive frame and this wrinkled face is an emotional dog that is not suitable for the average owner. This is Hooch and Coco. They're with me at my sanctuary, not because they're aggressive, but because their owners weren't prepared for the long-term commitment these dogs need. And if you're drawn to the Dogue de Bordeaux's power and presence, you need to know what really comes with this package. This is the truth about the Dogue de Bordeaux. To understand the Dogue de Bordeaux, you need to go back centuries, to a time when brute strength and fearless loyalty were essential for survival. These dogs weren't bred for the sofa. They were war dogs, estate guardians and hunters of massive game like wild boar and even bears. In medieval France, the Dogue de Bordeaux earned a reputation as a protector of castles, livestock and nobility. But they weren't just muscle. They were trusted companions to butchers and tradesmen, relied on to guard valuables and families alike. Through wars, revolutions and near extinction, the breed barely hung on, kept alive by passionate breeders in southern France. And today's Dogue de Bordeaux still carries that ancient grit, wrapped in a surprisingly affectionate and loyal nature. They might look like sleepy giants, but their history is written in blood, battle and unwavering service. So what actually makes a well-raised Dogue de Bordeaux such a special companion? First up, presence. These dogs don't just walk into a room, they own it. Calm, collected and utterly unshakable. They rarely bark for no reason, they rarely panic under pressure, but the second they sense something's not right, they are alert and ready. They're deeply loyal, often forming a quiet, unbreakable bond with their family. No fuss, no drama, just silent devotion. And despite their size, they're incredibly gentle with the people that they love, especially with kids. They often become big, slobbery guardians. Treat them with respect, raise them with patience, and they'll become one of the most grounded, dependable dogs you'll ever know. The Dogue de Bordeaux is a true giant of a breed, and like most giant breeds, that size comes with a cost. One of the biggest concerns is joint issues. Elbow and hip dysplasia are frustratingly common, especially in poorly bred dogs. They're also prone to heart conditions, particularly dilated cardiomyopathy, and they don't always cope well in hot weather due to their short muzzles. With these deep folds of skin, infection and irritation is something that you're going to always have to stay on top of. Add to that a very short average lifespan, often just 6 to 8 years, and you really need to go into this with your eyes wide open. This isn't a breed that you can just take on lightly. The health risks are real and they are often expensive to fix. But when it comes to the Dogue de Bordeaux, health problems are just one piece of the puzzle. As while you can plan for the health stuff, what often catches people out is the behaviour. These aren't just heavy dogs, they're powerful, emotional animals that need the right kind of leadership. Now dogs like Hooch or Coco here don't end up in rescue centres or here at my sanctuary because of arthritis or skin issues. It's because owners don't know how to handle this kind of dog. That's exactly why I created my online Canine Academy, to teach owners how to raise the right kind of dog the right way. Now, if you're serious about raising a Dogue de Bordeaux properly, then my Perfect Puppy course is exactly what you need to make sure that you're doing everything to help them become perfect canine companions first time round. Now, if you've got a Dogue de Bordeaux or another breed that you're struggling with, then my Perfect Canine Companion course is the exact system that I follow when I work with dogs like Hooch or my mate Coco here to help fix their problem behaviours and turn them into perfect canine companions. It's helped people avoid disasters, turn around difficult dogs and raise calm, stable companions, even with challenging breeds. And the best part, the profits that we generate from my online courses is exactly how we fund my sanctuary and allows us to work with dogs like Hooch and Coco completely free of charge to keep them out of rescue centres and off the euthanasia table. So not only will you be able to have your perfect canine companion, but you'll be supporting our work in the process. There's even a special discount linked below to say thank you for supporting this channel. And for now, let's get brutally honest and talk about the bad traits of the Dogue de Bordeaux. The Dogue de Bordeaux are powerful, emotional, and deeply bonded to their people. But without clear leadership, that intensity can turn into serious problems. One of the biggest issues I see as a behaviourist, frustration-based reactivity. These dogs aren't naturally unstable, but when they're confused, they take control in ways that can spiral quickly. They're incredibly loyal, but if they don't get calm, consistent structure, they'll make their own rules, and that's when things start to go wrong. Pushy behaviours, guarding tendencies, or even refusal to respond, not because they're bad dogs, but because nobody gave them clarity. They can also be highly territorial. If they think protecting the home is their job and you haven't taught them otherwise, they'll take that role seriously. And with a breed this big and this powerful, you do not want to be caught off guard when that happens. The truth is, most Dogue de Bordeaux end up in trouble, not because they're dangerous, but because they were never shown how to succeed in the first place. With leadership, they can thrive, but even with leadership, there's something else they all need. And let's talk about that next. So how do you prevent a Dogue de Bordeaux from becoming overwhelmed, reactive, or frustrated in the first place? It's simple. You give them leadership and you give them fulfillment, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally too. Dogue de Bordeaux need routine, clear expectations, and a daily outlet that gives them purpose. They're not built to be oversized lapdogs. Without structure, they'll invent their own jobs, usually guarding, barking, or just simply refusing to cooperate. Even just a consistent routine of loose lead walks, some boundaries in the house, and calm, loving leadership on your part can completely revolutionize their behavior. You don't need to be an expert, you just need to be consistent. 5 to 10 minutes a day of calm leadership where your dog has to think goes a long way. Fulfillment isn't just simply about wearing them out, it's about giving them what they need to be able to be calm, stable, perfect canine companions. And when you do that with a breed like this, you unlock a dog most people never get to see. So we've looked at their history, their strengths, and what can go wrong without the right leadership. So now let's score the Dogue de Bordeaux across 6 key categories and see whether they're a good fit for the average owner. When it comes to trainability and intelligence, I have to give them a 6 out of 10. They're intelligent and capable, but they are independent. They don't respond well to pressure and they need calm, consistent guidance. Their friendliness with family has to be a 9 out of 10. With their people, they're deeply loyal, affectionate, and often incredibly gentle, especially with children they've grown up with. When it comes to friendliness with strangers, I have to go for a 3 out of 10. These dogs are naturally wary and protective. Without early and ongoing socialisation, they can become overly suspicious or even defensive. Friendliness with other dogs is a 4 out of 10. Dog tolerance varies massively in the breed. Some can be social, but many are better off as solo dogs, especially same-sex pairs. Their health and maintenance has to be a 3 out of 10. They have a short lifespan, major joint and heart issues, and sensitive skin that make this a high-risk breed health-wise. They also drool a lot. And their behavioural stability, I can give them a 6 out of 10. With strong leadership and a fulfilled lifestyle, they can be calm and stable. But without that, they're simply too much for most households. So with a total score of 31 out of 60, the Dogue de Bordeaux is definitely not a breed for the average first-time owner. But in the right hands, with structure, purpose and respect, they're one of the most devoted, majestic and soulful companions you'll ever meet. So what do you think? Do you agree with my scoring? Let me know in the comments and don't forget to tell me which breed you want to see next. And if you want to raise a calm, confident companion no matter what breed that you choose, check out the links to our courses and get that special discount below. You'll not only get expert guidance, but you'll also be helping dogs like my mate Hooch here live their best lives.